Today I'm going to teach you the top 3 attack strategies at Town Hall 10, including their hero equipment, the army composition, the heroes you should use, and how to best execute the strategy. And the first attack strategy of the video is Zap Witches. Unbelievably strong, and I definitely recommend you use it as well. Now, a quick disclaimer before we get into the attacks. Have a look at my hero levels here. Level 30. You can get all the way up to level 40 at Town Hall 10, but I want to prove to you guys that you don't need max heroes or max hero equipment to get 3 stars at Town Hall 10. You can get all the way up to level 12 commons, I believe, but we're not going to need that. Level 6 is more than enough here. Let's give this a go. Zap Witches is insane. So the first thing in this attack strategy is pick out an Inferno to zap. So my advice is pick out the Inferno with the most defensive buildings around it that you can take down. So we get a really nice funnel there. And what we're going to do, we're going to put a Golem and 5 Witches in front of there to set the funnel even stronger. A Golem and 5 Witches on the other side of the flank, and then in the middle we use our CC Golem, our King Queen, and the remaining 3 Witches, and this should force our heroes to go inside the base. Then what I want you to do is just keep putting down wall breakers in groups of 3, just spam them in, and as you can see, I've opened up the base perfectly. Now I'm going to quickly pause it. Sorry to pause it. If you had keen eyes in the army composition screen, you'll notice I did have a wall wrecker, and that is the siege machine I'd recommend you use. But I won't use any siege machines in this video because not every Town Hall 10 can get siege machines from donations. So I want to show you, you don't need a siege machine either. If you can get one, bring the wall wrecker, but we're not going to need it in this attack. So opened up the base here, sorry, with all of the wall breakers. And now as soon as your king's in the center of the base, pop his ability, and look at that, the Earthquake Boots opens up everything. I used the Rage on my queen to get through the Lava Hound more quickly, and if you'll notice on the top side, a giant bomb goes off, so I actually use my heal spell on the outside of the base. Now I missed this one poor little witch, but that's alright, she'll be okay, she'll power on through the outside of the base. Then we use our one jump spell to get out of the base, so we wall break into the base, center of the base we use our king ability for that, and then to get out of the center of the base we'll use our jump spell. You'll notice I use the queen ability there. You don't have to be too tactical with it, just try and make sure, given you've got the giant arrow on your queen, try and make sure that you line it up to get some sort of defensive value down, and we're going to completely crush this base. Plenty of witches up at the end of the attack, so hopefully that's simple enough for you all. Lightning out, then set up your funnel, spam the wall breakers in groups of 3, and you're going to walk away with a 3-star attack. This attack strategy, probably as simple as it gets, honestly. Super nice, and that's what makes it really, a really popular army for players at Town Hall 10 generally. They love this army because it gets the job done, but it's not too difficult. Next up, we have Queen Charge Hybrid, probably the strongest attack strategy in this video, but also the most difficult. You need to master the Queen Charge. Now, with the Queen Charge, I'm going to bring the Giant Arrow with the Invis Vial. If you have the Frozen Arrow or the Magic Mirror, I would replace either of those into this attack strategy. In terms of the King, because we're running him on the outside of the base, I'm going to use the Vamp Stash and the Rage Vial. If you have the Spiky Ball or the Giant Gauntlet, I'd probably recommend those, but this combination is more than enough. For Queen Charge Hybrid, it's all about planning out your Queen Charge. So look at the base here. We've got a multi-Inferno on one side and a single Inferno on the other, and I don't know about you, but I'd much rather charge the multi-Inferno with my Queen and send my Hybrid through the single Inferno, because the single Inferno, really bad for Queen Charges, but not that good against swarm units like lots of miners and lots of hogs. So the obvious charge on this base here is for me to go for the multi-Inferno. So the Queen Charge coming in here, you notice I put down a few balloons, and those balloons are to pull air traps. You just saw I pulled a Seeking Air Mine with that balloon, so that means we've saved one of our healers. It does cost you a bit of troop space, but I used 10 troop space to save 14, but it also helps my Queen Charge, so it's definitely a good transaction in the end. Now you'll see exactly why we bring all the freeze spells here, because I raged my Queen so that she'd go after the multi-Inferno quicker before the CC came out, but unfortunately the CC comes out, and as you can see here, our healers are getting wrecked by the multi-Inferno, so we're going to have to use a couple of our freezes, but the poison spell's doing a good job. Now that we've dealt with the CC, we can start our hybrid, because we cannot start our hybrid until that CC is dealt with. So use the King on the flank, he's self-healing himself thanks to the Vamp Stash. Deploy your miners first, then your hogs, and then just be very liberal on the heal spells. You have got 2 of them. Use them. You cannot heal a dead miner or a dead hog, but you can heal it if they've still got HP left. So as you can see, I freeze the defensive queen there before she does too much work. Now, I didn't mean to pop my queen ability there because my queen was meant to deal with the minion prince. Now, the minion prince presents an interesting situation with this army. My miners cannot shoot back at the minion prince. In fact, nothing on the top side of the base here can take down this minion prince. So if you're charging into a base with 1 on defense, you need to make sure your queen's gonna get it. And I thought my queen would get it, but I did accidentally hit the hero ability. Now, in spite of that, look at how many hybrid troops I have up. I still have so many up that I'm still gonna get the 3-star, even though we just don't really take down the minion prince at all. But that's because the queen charge got lots of value. I've done plenty of queen charges in my day. For a lot of you who may be starting off with this army, it would be more of a deterrent. So make sure if there's 2 defensive heroes on the base and one of them's the minion prince, you at minimum take down the minion prince with your queen charge. And we'll finish off the video with Zap Dragons, the strongest air attack strategy at Town Hall 10. Now, you will need a higher level giant arrow for this attack strategy because you need level 12 to one-shot max air defenses at Town Hall 10. In terms of the minion prince, when the epic equipment eventually comes out for him, if you do have that, drop the henchman puppet for the epic equipment, but at this stage you don't get a choice. So the first thing I want you to do when it comes to Zap Dragons is think about how you're going to use your 6 lightning and 1 quake. So for some maths, to take down an expo you need 6 lightning, 1 quake. To get down an inferno you need 4 lightning and 1 quake. To get rid of an air defense you need 3 lightning and 1 quake spell. So hopefully that is simple enough, and you're just trying to figure out the best way to use it. And for me, generally the best way to use it is to find 2 air defenses that are within earthquake range of each other, and then you use the 1 earthquake to damage them both, and then just put 3 lightning on each air defense. And the benefit for me here is there was an expo in between these air defenses, so the 3 lightning on either side takes the expo down, and we also damage the defensive queen. Now that we've done that, we need to think about our giant arrow. And the major targets on the base are the 2 sweepers that are up and the 2 air defenses. So with your giant arrow, I want you to go for at least 2 of them. So you need to, generally I'd recommend 1 sweeper and 1 air defense. So the sweeper that's facing your troops and another air defense on the base. So I believe any second now, yep, look at that. And I actually get rid of 2 sweepers and an air defense. Actually, I get rid of both sweepers and both air defenses. Jeez, that was the best giant arrow of all time. And look at the base at this point, right? There is nothing left on this base to take down our troops, and we haven't even deployed our power of dragons and balloons. So you deploy dragons first, then balloons, then the minion prince behind. I've got a baby dragon and 1 dragon on the bottom funneling. Make sure when you place your dragons and your balloons, you don't place them all on the same tile. Spread them out over like 5 or 6 tiles, which doesn't sound like much, but it is a little bit. Then what I want you to do, you've got the clan castle. Now, if you've got the stone slammer in this army, that is amazing. The stone slammer really cleans up bases here. But if you don't have the stone slammer, just using the CC as its own thing is fine. I want you to bring the loons out and just target major defenses with a haste spell. Now, I do mess up this haste spell here because nothing does end up using it to go to the multi-inferno, but it doesn't really matter in the end. Look at how many troops are up, and this all got set up by the opener. So just make sure you're getting good value with your lightning spells and quake spells. Get rid of at least 1 air defense and 1 sweeper with your giant arrow, and you'll run over the bases. There's just not enough damage at Town Hall 10 to take down the might of 9 dragons.